Page Panel Frame coming at you
live.
semi-live.
Yep. And
The
today
Northman.
the Northman, the Southman.
The Westman. The Northwest man.
There are no Eastmen though.
Yeah, there's a Kanye Westman.
Yeah, the Kanye Northman. So this is the direct sequel to the Genius documentary series.
Yeah.
So this is coming to us from the director Robert Eggers, and he also directed the Lighthouse.
Oh,
which
really?
you saw, yeah.
Wow.
And he also directed The Witch. The Witch included Anya Taylor-Joy, and The Lighthouse included Willem Dafoe, so some
Right.
returning cast members. And
Mr. Eggman, you were doing it.
yeah, and he has a very art housey style
He does.
to his movies,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I was expecting this to be like a deterrence of form, where like he would go towards like a mainstream sort of like
Like an
kinda
action.
an action movie, kind of like and like a period piece, sort of like Gladiator, which I haven't seen, but those types of movies.
You've never seen Gladiator?
No.
Dude. But
Yeah.
this was a period piece. This was
It was.
a period piece to the max.
Yeah, but it did have some. I'm saying it didn't completely like. It wasn't completely different from his previous works, where there were some art housey stuff,
Oh, for sure.
especially when it comes to like some visionary, dreamlike scenarios. Which,
Yeah.
personally, that was probably the thing I liked the least about this movie.
I liked the movie the least when it was just being serious. It was a very
Really?
bland movie. It don't go into this expecting to be entertained. Like-
It's kind of a slow burn.
It's yeah, but it doesn't even pay off.
Here, I guess we can talk about the ending later.
Yeah.
But to start out, I think one of the I want to get back to this like art housey like part of the movie, because that's the thing I didn't like. Maybe I was going into it expecting something different, but I think one of the things I really wanted to see is I wanted to see like my stereotypical view of a Viking, and what that is it's Vikings attacking by ship with like their grand like sails, their classic shape. And we see that at the very start of the movie. We see these ships coming into this city on an island. And I was so excited. I'm like, damn, this is about to start with this riveting battle. But they're returning from a battle. And I was hoping at some point we would get that scene where we see all these boats coming in for a huge battle. Like we get one big battle, but it's not to the degree, and like it doesn't have the battle budget that I would like to see from this movie.
So I think people will go into this expecting, based on trailers and stuff, they were expecting, like you,
Yeah.
a Viking movie,
Yeah.
action, battle. What you typically think of in an action movie. This is not a Viking action movie.
Yeah.
This is a movie about fate and destiny, and it
Vengeance.
and it just happens to take time.
Yeah.
Like the period of time is a Viking times, and we're following this dude that's a Viking. Where Sweden or where are they?
Probably somewhere in Norway.
Yeah.
But actually, so you were talking about trailers, and the trailers for this movie show the biggest battle. So that's where I think I like misinterpreted the trailer, and I'm sure
Yeah.
other people did. They're like expecting these big battles to happen, but that's really the only big battle that happens.
Yeah, this is not about action. This
Yeah.
is not an action movie at all. This is a exploration of somebody's mind.
Yeah.
As they grapple with trauma
Yeah.
as a young kid, and in what year was it, like 900 AD? Like, what do you do when you have all this trauma and you believe in these gods, and you believe in like heritage, and you believe in like fate or bringing honor to the dead?
Yeah.
Like you're just seeing how somebody's consumed by that.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and this is like a 2-hour 20 movie, and
Oh.
it kind of follows this child, and then it basically follows his life up until him trying to achieve his vengeance. One of the things I actually really liked about this movie is the masculinity of it.
Really?
Yeah, because honestly, I think if you were to compare this to another movie,
300.
300,
Uh-huh.
not to the action extent, but like, this is a very masculine movie. We have guys howling. We have like naked dudes behind a fire. There's all these rituals going on. Blood getting splattered on people. Like,
These dudes are on steroids. All of
Yeah,
them.
yeah, all of
Massive
them.
amounts of super physiological doses of
Yeah, you could bring like 224 packs of beer, and that's not going to be the most packs on screen or in the building.
That's right. That's
But
right.
It is, yeah.
We got to hit up More Plates, More Dates, Derek from moreplatesmoredates.com. He's gonna break down the physiological aspects of all these people.
Yeah.
Because all of them are on steroids. They're all ripped.
Yeah.
Alex Skarsgård, he played Tarzan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw.
I didn't see it.
In
but...
2016, he was just like gilled down to the socks in Tarzan. This dude was like 3% body fat. And he's like 6'5".
Yeah.
And he just looks like a walking statue.
Like,
right? And he looks like that in this movie too. He's just absolutely.
He's a unit.
Yeah, he's an absolute unit.
Yeah.
He is shredded.
And yeah, you do not want to mess with any of these dudes.
Yeah. They kill. You know what? I like these people have no like sense of ethical or moral boundaries. Like they kill senselessly. Like they just kill other people. It's like kind of weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing is like I was kind of going into this movie, like I said earlier, expecting some of the cliches I've like known about Vikings.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about them, and because of that, I think if other people are going in only knowing like the bare basics, at some point in this movie you can kind of like detach that this is a Viking story, and you kind of forget that it is. Mm-hmm. It almost just seems like it's just like it could be like a fictional race or something like that.
Right. Maybe like Asgard from
Thor.
But it teaches you a lot about like Viking culture. Like they do this ritual.
Yeah.
They like have the tree of kings that are supposed to be lined up. So heritage is big in the Viking culture. Yeah. Like fate, honor, glory.
They had pets. They had dogs.
That's true. Yeah.
I searched that up and it is true. I didn't like. I was kind of shocked when I first saw him. Like, is this just like some fictional thing he threw in there?
Yeah. And some mother-son relationships.
As we know, oh yeah. Going on to masculinity, he breaks a lot of rules. Robert Eggers. He kills a dog, kills a child, and then he goes to the incest route.
Yeah, that's
which I found it to be very entertaining. No, I'm kidding.
Daniel's gonna download and pause.
I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna add this to my Blu-ray collection. The only movie on there right now is Turning Red, but this is gonna be second up.
Only those seconds where she's throwing it back.
Yeah.
And you're gonna edit the second. Yeah.
Yeah, I do a lot of editing.
Yeah.
That's actually where I learned all my techniques for page panel frame.
But yeah, so this movie, it makes you feel like it awakens a primal instinct in you. And you feel like, wow, like, were these people like this back then? They kill, they eat like dogs, they celebrate like dogs. It's just like primal. They're all very primal. Mm-hmm. There's, it's like, oh, it makes you want to like scream and join them.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say probably the biggest flaw of this movie is the trailers and kind of like what they were trying to sell. Because going into this movie, you shouldn't really go into it expecting like big battles, big action scenes. Yeah. It's more just a character study with a lot of masculine characteristics, like the movie 300.
Yeah.
But
no, 300 was an action movie.
Yeah, that was an action movie.
This is not.
So I'm just saying it has like with that like sort of masculine vibe. Mm-hmm. But I want to go on to one more thing I kind of didn't really like about this movie. And I think that's the characters.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I cared about the characters as much as I should have.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only two characters really that we get to learn a lot about. I'd say it's probably Amleth and what is it? We learn about Amleth a lot and Olga.
That's the main character, Amleth.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Olga
also
of the Birch Forest.
Anya Taylor-Joy, my girl. Please, Anya, if you ever want to like hang out, grab a coffee, just call me.
Also, we get a full ass shot on this one. Which...
How could you do that, Anya? How could you do that to me?
But see, that's one of the things that it didn't work for me. Like, yeah, they're both talented actors, and there are some talented scenes. Like, she uses her accent or whatever.
Yeah, her accents are funny.
Alex Skarsgård, I feel like sometimes he fell out of the accent.
Yeah, he did.
Like, but yeah, I didn't really care about this relationship too much.
They don't click.
Yeah, they don't
click at all.
Yeah,
If it was me on screen, different story.
Different story.
But no, they don't click. He's kind of just like a brutish guy. Dude, I didn't like him. Like, I didn't like his character. The fact that he killed people senselessly in the beginning just threw me off. Because when when we're met with him, he's a kid. Like, when we're introduced to him, he's a kid, and we feel sorry for him because of his experience, what he's going through. And then we cut to this this scene of him just going through a village, killing everybody, like men, women, I think children. I don't know. I don't think children, but he like saw that child get thrown into that house and they burned it down.
Yeah.
And like, how could you not stop that?
I think it's because
I didn't like it.
I think it's because it's Vikings. Like this is, it's trying to show like who they actually were. Like they ran into battle smiling, like they saw death as almost like they welcomed death. You know.
Yeah.
And you kind of get that with the rituals and like they want to all die in battle. So.
Sure, but are you shooting a documentary or are you shooting a movie? Because a movie's supposed to make you care about its characters.
Yeah, see, that's unfortunately one of the issues. Like, I think he wanted to stay true to the roots. And while I do think it offers some depth to this character, I just didn't find any of the characters really relatable or likable.
I did like King Arvindale.
So that's Ethan Hawke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked him. He wasn't on screen for very long, maybe like 20 minutes, but he was good. He was like, I don't know. You could tell he was a king.
Yeah.
He was a king's king.
Yeah.
I liked him.
And then I guess one more sort of flaw, character-wise, that I want to point out is I don't think the kid for Amleth did very good.
Like portraying...
Yeah, because... So, I guess I'm comparing him to a kid that shows up later on. Both are...
oh, yeah.
Succeeders to the throne.
Are you talking about Fjolnir's kid?
Yeah.
His younger one?
Yeah, both are going to be successors to the throne. But Amleth, as a child, he seems very timid.
Yeah, he was a pussy.
Yeah, and like I can't really like I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to believe that he went from that to this like hulking beast.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a girl when you first see him. I thought he was a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so when we're talking about Fjolnir's kid, like it's almost like the complete opposite. This kid is like
ballsy.
Like, yeah, he like wants to like bring destruction. Like that's kind of what I was expecting from Amleth, I guess. But
yeah.
Yeah, let's get to spoilers because I might cut that out. So.
Yeah.
Okay, spoiler number 1: Amleth is a mama's boy.
Amleth likes to. Yeah, he does not stray far from the nest.
He seems to be put off though by that kiss.
Yeah, I'm sure he was put off.
I think it just wasn't what he imagined it'd be.
Yeah, he's like, no, get away from me, but actually, come back.
Okay, so as for spoilers. I guess let's talk about these dreamlike scenarios because that was the thing I didn't like the most.
Yeah.
And I think they're meant to be metaphorical.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. But I feel like the metaphors are kind of dry. The first couple hallucinations, it's like saying, "Oh, like you're destined to get your vengeance." And here's this sword that only works in the darkness, of night. And then we also see the other fantastical aspect is what was that?
Riding on the horse?
Yeah, riding on the
horse. And then he rides into Valhalla.
Yeah.
In his dream, which is like, dang. Dude, let's talk about how he acquires that sword.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't know if that was a dream or if that was happening in reality. When he's like climbing on the volcano or the mountain and he sees that shaman in that cave. Like, was that real? Like, was this shaman just waiting for him in this cave on this island that like nobody knew about?
I don't know. I feel like it's meant to be fantastical. Like it's not meant to, or maybe it's not meant to have actually happened. Because it seems like.
How did he get the sword?
I don't know.
He also was fighting a zombie.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I feel like this story it tries to take the Viking like lore very serious, and then it adds these fantastical elements where you can't really tell like. Is this supposed to all be just like metaphorical, or did this actually happen to his character?
Yeah, it's so bizarre. It throws you off. Like,
yeah.
If he told me it was in a dream, and then in the dream he fought this guy, and then like the sword was on the mountain, and if he wakes up, goes to the mountain and gets the sword.
I think that would be interesting because that does give us this fantastical element, which could kind of give the viewers insight to maybe Viking lore and religion.
Right.
But to have him actually receive the sword from it, where like it's actually happening to him.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah.
So what we're talking about is there's a scene. He goes into the. He's on this island, right? He went back to reclaim his dad's throne from his brother, from his dad's brother, so his uncle. And he's on this island. Nobody knows who he is, right? They don't know that he's his dad's son. And then he has, in the middle of the night, he's plotting his revenge. And I guess he hears like howling, or he sees a fox.
Yeah.
And he follows this fox, and the fox leads him to like a cave.
Yeah.
And in this cave is this shaman who's like telling him about his destiny, and he's saying, you need to go get this sword that's going to allow you to like kill whatever, your uncle.
Yeah.
And then he leaves the cave, and then he like he's given a rope. He rappels down another cave, and in this other cave is a dead knight with a sword in his lap. And as he's reaching for the sword, the knight comes alive. Yeah. It's like a skeleton. And he comes alive, and he fights this knight.
Mm-hmm.
And then he fights this knight. He gets the sword. And then the knight, like, vanishes into midair. He gets up as he's, like, or something, right? Yeah. Or no, he disappears in the like light.
Yeah. I don't quite remember. I remember there was also, like, a character who was, like, reciting something to him about how... I think that's when he learned that the sword can only be used at night.
Oh, okay, but so when he killed the knight, he was in the moonlight, and that's why so he destroyed the knight, right?
Okay. Yeah.
With the sword, and then like he vanishes into midair, and then right in front of him is the knight again, sitting with the sword in his lap.
Oh, I didn't.
And then he goes and retrieves the knife.
Okay, I don't remember that too well. I guess
it was so bizarre. It's like, are you dreaming this? Is this happening? What is going on? And you're just confused, and you don't know the purpose of what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think that's the biggest flaw of this movie is those fantastical elements.
Yeah.
I guess the other thing I kind of wanted to talk about, spoiler-wise, is the final climax where Amleth...
And his mom gets it on.
Yeah, but Amleth goes back to like his old crew, but now he's a slave for them.
Uh-huh.
And it's basically... It pays a lot of homage to The Witch, one of Robert Eggers' older films.
Really?
Where in The Witch... Yeah, so in The Witch, it's almost like once we get this like eerie presence, like is there a witch? Is there something wrong with this goat? It's like every night something's going wrong with this like little town. And that's what happens here. Every night Amleth is killing some people and weird things are happening. The first time he kills, he assorts these bodies in the shape of like a horse and it's just limbs. So it's like every night we're getting some killing and then some weird occurrences in the daytime. Another time, everybody gets poisoned from this soup, and a couple more people die, until finally it's revealed that it's Amleth doing this.
Yep. And
I think it's also interesting because Amleth actually leaves, and then Fjolnir is going through all the slaves, and he stops at
Olga.
He's going through all the slaves, and then he stops at Olga, which is she kind of gets blamed for the occurrences in The Witch. So I found that to be like a pretty cool Easter egg, I guess.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. Anya Taylor-Joy is in both movies.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then so the last sort of spoiler thing I want to touch upon is it's both extremely cheesy, I think, and somewhat satisfying, and that's the final battle. So it's the final battle, and that final battle happens in a volcano, and it's between
Fjolnir and Amleth.
Fjolnir, I have so much trouble remembering these names. But
yeah.
It happens between Fjolnir and Amleth, and they almost look like they're naked.
They are naked.
They are naked. So they're fighting across lava, naked.
Imagine Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. That's what I thought of. And I was kind of like thinking, oh, like please don't be like super cheesy choreographed.
Yeah.
And to an extent, it kind of seems like it is a bit.
It was when he cuts him on his tricep, and he's like, oh.
And then the way they both die, like I just feel like that ending scene, like.
Oh yeah,
I thought, yeah,
they both die.
Or no, we're already deep into spoiler.
No,
but that ending scene, like, I thought it was cringy at first, and then I kind of liked it. Like I'm like, this is kind of epic, but then the way it ended, it just wasn't satisfying. The way they both die, like.
So they both swing their swords.
Or Amleth chops off Fjolnir's head.
and
And then
Fjolnir stabs him.
Yeah, you discover that Amleth has like a sword protruding through his entire torso.
Yeah. So it was just like, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yes, I feel like it's a slow burn, and it doesn't really reward the viewer.
Doesn't pay off.
Yeah, it doesn't pay off like it should.
Yep. Also, Amleth has 2 kids. He impregnated Olga.
Yeah, which isn't really touched on for the rest of the movie too much.
Yeah. And she's gone. She went on a ship.
Yeah.
She's gonna start a kingdom or something. And it's like, bro. Okay.
Like, yes, it's touching upon that family heritage metaphor, I guess, or theme, but it doesn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
So
how are they gonna become king and queen when she's just a woman by herself? Like, unless she marries a king.
Yeah, because so she's actually, I think she's on the journey to like another group where they pretend they're a part of that group, and like they have rights to that ship, and so then they're getting sailed out. So I think she's just gonna end up with another group of people, but there's no royalty to their name. So
yeah. Also, Amleth, it's like The Last of Us 2, where The Last of Us 2 is consumed, like the main character is consumed by vengeance and will go, like, will stop at nothing to get vengeance. And like, Amleth has a choice to go with Olga and escape the life and go start a new life on the ship, or to go get vengeance on his uncle. And of course, he jumps off the ship and swims to shore to kill his uncle. And it's like, for what?
I don't necessarily think that was the worst thing, because that's kind of like who this character is, you know? He's been living his whole life looking for vengeance.
He's dumb. He's stupid.
Yeah, but
like, go learn some, like, bro, you're gonna be consumed by vengeance?
Yeah. I guess it's a bit frustrating to watch.
Yeah.
You know?
He just leaves 2 orphan children.
Yeah. But I do think that fits his character, so
it does.
While I didn't really like the decision, I don't really fault it.
Yeah.
For that.
Okay.
So I guess let's get into scores. Unless you have anything else you want to touch upon.
Yeah, we've been talking about how his mom and him like get it on, so let's clear that up. His mom, once she realizes that he's her son, her missing son, she literally tells him that she hated his dad.
Yeah.
That she was the one that set up the killing of his dad, which traumatized him as a kid because he sees his dad get beheaded by his uncle. It's like Lion King, you know. He sees his dad get beheaded by his uncle, and it turns out his mom was, you know, the reason why that happened. And then his mom realizes, oh, like, my long lost son is here. She tells him she hated her dad, and then she goes in and kisses him and says that you're gonna be my new king. And Amleth is like, huh, interesting. And then he goes, no, get away from me.
yeah, but see, I actually didn't mind that. No. I didn't mind the storytelling aspect. I didn't mind the storytelling aspect. The one thing that confuses me a little is the mom, Queen Gudrun. She still seems to have like loyalty to Fjolnir.
Fjolnir, yeah.
And like it's like, I guess maybe she was feeling threatened. Like she knew that he was on this path of killing Fjolnir and like all the people there basically.
Yeah.
So maybe she was trying to
save herself.
Yeah, save herself and save them. Which I found that to be interesting. I found that sort of like you just hear it in a brief talk, but you hear like all this conspiracy going on between queen and husband, king and stepbrother.
Dude, also, Amleth is an absolute unit, a killing machine. This guy's like the Terminator. He kills literally almost everybody in this new village. He kills his mom. He kills his 2 half-brothers that are Fjolnir's kids. He kills Fjolnir. He kills, like, literally everybody in this village that's not, like, a peasant. He kills. Yeah. This man murders everybody, and he stops at nothing.
And every time he should die, he just doesn't.
Yeah.
He either gets a bye, or he just doesn't get killed. Well, I guess until the end.
It's fate, I guess.
Yeah.
The movie's about fate.
Yeah.
And fulfilling your destiny, and he fulfills his destiny and gets revenge on his dad.
And I guess that selfish act is what led to his downfall, too.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into scores now, I think. I think we've covered it pretty well. But for me, like, yes, I have a lot of complaints with this movie, but as a one-time watch, I think it's going to be hard to rewatch this movie. As a one-time watch, I think it did a lot of things pretty good. I think it had some entertainment. There was something satisfying about seeing this entire journey, even though it was a slow burn. And I think the masculine aspect of it like it got me pumped. Like when men are howling and like dancing on a fire, it just makes me want to like fist bump a couple times, you know? Yeah. So with that being said, I'll probably give it a 6 out of 10.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. I think like if 5 is average, I think this is a little bit above average. You know, there's a lot of good filmmaking techniques used too. What do you think?
I'm right there with you. I'm saying 5.
5
with no excuses.
Yeah.
And then every single time Anya Taylor-Joy is on screen, it's a 6. So.
Yep.
5. It's a 5. It's very. It's just. I can't imagine a time when you're like, okay, I'm gonna watch the Northman.
Yeah. Especially with all the other movies out there.
Yeah.
And see, giving it a 6, while that is like a decent rating, I was just very let down by this movie. I feel like I was expecting so much more, but I mean, it's still a fine movie. Like, if you guys want to see it, I think you'll have a good time.
Would I see it again? No.
Yeah, it's really a one-time watch.
Do I regret paying for it? I do.
A little bit, especially with the price of movies nowadays.
Yeah, I wouldn't regret streaming it, like on Netflix or something.
Yeah.
Do I regret seeing it in theaters? I do.
Yeah, I do think the big screen offers a lot though.
Yeah.
Because it is a very spectacle movie. Like some of these, I mean, it takes place in like those
the Nordic countries.
Yeah, so you get a lot of scenes in these Nordic countries, and I mean, like those are like beautiful. And I feel like if you want that aspect, if you want to see those on a big screen, then
go see Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay. That too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Be sure to subscribe.
Subscribe again.
Yep. Like again.
Also, Alex Skarsgård, dude, how do you get so jacked? Like, what's your cycle? Like, what are you taking?
Also, Alex Skarsgård, please tell me Anya Taylor-Joy doesn't like you. She doesn't. She just likes you, right? She doesn't like you.
Please tell me you didn't get pregnant.
Please, Alex Skarsgård. You gotta tell me the truth.
How's her butt, dude? I know you were sitting next to it, so. Essentially, this whole review is about Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah.
Will you marry me? That's it. That's where I'll leave it.
This is one big proposal.
Dude, what if she and I actually get married?
What about me?
I call dibs.
I'm gonna be salty if that happens.
You're gonna be salty.
I'm gonna be salty.
Oh, that's so funny. I would be salty, like if you guys end up getting like.
I mean, like, I donate so much to like her OnlyFans, you know, like I'm there commenting on every picture, like, you look so pretty, you're such a good girl.
Such a good girl. Boobs and vagine. Send a picture, please. I don't know. So pretty.
Oh, it's from Borat or something.
Boobs and vagine.
What's the other things?
How much? Anya Taylor-Joy, I would take out a loan to go out with you.
Honestly, I would take out a mortgage just to help you out with your finances. Cause like, just so you know I'm a good guy, and then like maybe eventually. That's the trick. Listen, to all the viewers out there, that's the trick with women. You just have to be super nice to them and give them
everything they want in return for
because
nothing.
Like, yeah, see, they'll give you nothing at first, but I think over time, like if they notice that like you're just giving and giving, then eventually they're gonna come down to you. Like they'll
see your big heart.
Yeah,
it's called being a smart,
intelligent, masculine patron.
Patron.
Signing off.